What's going on, THP? Much more 18 here with the new year of Get to Know Your Granddaddy team. The videos this year are going to be a little more quick hitter than they were in 21. So there's no reason to delay the start to them. So let's just introduce the team I have with me today. Brendan, why don't you start? It's just going to be easy stuff like your full name, if you can remember it, Brian, and how you found THP.
So, Brendan on the forum, Sean Alexander in real life. I found THP because I was looking for a place where I could find information about golf equipment. And I was looking on and did a Google search, and THP came up. And as soon as I got immersed in everything in the forum, it became so much more than just equipment. And I haven't left.
Awesome. Spicoli.
So I found THP, I think back in 2012.
Who are you,
was,
buddy? Who are you?
What'd you say? Oh, yeah. Sorry, my 8-year-old's calling my name, so a little bit distracted. So I'm John, aka Jeff Spicoli. Jeff John, answer to all sorts of names over the years, but I was looking for the information on the Ping I-20 irons way back in 2012, and that brought me into THP. I thought it was cool how um, they were doing a big forum review at the time for the irons, and that got me hooked on it.
Sweet. Let's go with Brian S.
I'm Brian S. Brian Smith in real life. I found the forum looking for. It was a driver. I was looking for a new driver a few years ago, and then I found the forum and just hung out in the bottom half of it for like 2 years. And then got back into the golf talk even more. It's just been a great ride.
Awesome. Let's end with you, Brad.
I am just Brad on the forum, Brad Wells, in real life. I found THP. I joined the forum in about 2012, and I actually found THP probably a year before that. I was looking at contests on the main page, and really lurked on the main page for about a year before I finally joined the forum and was like, why didn't I join this before? Like, I wasted a year, like didn't super waste it, but like missed out on a year's worth of crazy golf stuff going on. And yeah, like, I don't know why I would want to not be a part of the forum when you see what's going on every day.
I love that. So who was here longer, you or Big Mac, do you think? I can't remember.
I think it's pretty close. Like, I think Verge is right before me. I was like February 6th.
Geez, you have it down to a date.
Well, because I'm actually looking at it right now.
Well, I can ask Verge later too. But 3 of you have been in THP events before, so the Grandaddy isn't your first. So I kind of want you guys to share what event you've been a part of and how it's impacted your THP journey. Brian S., you want to start?
Yeah, I went to the Edel Quest Cup last year, and it changed everything for me on the board. You don't realize how many people follow along with what you're saying as you're in the event, after the event, reviewing the gear, and just you become, I don't want to say, more well known than you ever thought you'd be on the board because of the one event. Confidence grows.
Dude, it really does. Like people interacting with what you're saying and like hanging on every word. I totally understand that. And multiply that by like 100 in a month. Spicoli, what about you?
So I've been fortunate to be in a bunch of events over the years. I mean, the one that still stands out to me is the Morgan Cup that I did. I think it was 2014 or 13. I mean, it was awesome. It was a huge event. It was a team event. It was similar to what we're doing with the Grandaddy, in that you get to really know your teammates. We spent a lot of time. I mean, there wasn't a video calls or anything like that, but just messaging back and forth on the forum. And I still stay in contact with some of those guys. So I mean, the coolest thing to me about doing events is you get to know the other people participating in there. I mean, I did the budget championship, the budget championship 2022. That was kind of the last big one I've done, first big one I've done in a while. But like you form these relationships with people, and it can go for years, and it just keeps me coming back to the forum because I want to hear what my friends are up to, and I mean, always looking to get into the next event because we get to do stuff that no one else does.
Quick question. You were in that Morgan Cup with Captain, weren't you?
I was, yeah. We were not teammates, but we were both sponsored by Bridgestone, but we weren't on the same team. So like we kind of share that connection through gear and doing the forum reviews and things like that.
So that, like you said, 2013 or 14, that's a long time. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Brendan, what about you?
So the first experience I got selected for was shut down because of COVID. It was a Voki experience. And unfortunately, we had to cancel it because of COVID during the pandemic. But the first one I got to go to was the Morgan Cup. And that was an amazing experience.
What year?
2021.
Okay.
And I would echo everything both Brian and Jeff Spicoli said here about getting notoriety on the forums and people following you, but also learning so much about the people that you do it with. What actually stood out to me, particularly at the Morgan Cup, was how approachable and awesome Yags was, right? Like at the end of the day, Yags and Jose were two of the most amazing people that I met there. And they were immediately engaging. They wanted to hear everything about you. They wanted to interact with you, and they wanted to get to know you. And they wanted you to get to know them. And Jose made some great, even gave me tips, even though he was playing on the opposite team, about how to get better at golf. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, these OEM sponsors, they really are pretty special because they care about this stuff as much as we do. And I can promise you'll see the exact same stuff from the Callaway teammates when we see them in a month. So that leads me to Just Brad, one of our two experienced rookies. You've been around for a while. What's it like having your first one be the granddaddy of them all?
Crazy. Like I've been selected for 2 other events. I was chosen for the original Gauntlet. I was going to be on Team Rihanna, and then also for a Srixon event later on, and I had to cancel. Just we had family stuff going on. But like the only time I've ever played golf actually with THPers was like 3 years after I joined. So like May 2015, I think. We drove from Canada down to Minneapolis for, it was like a precursor for Club Clash, where it was like driver testing, where everyone got a driver in the bag and stuff like that. And it was crazy, like guys that you've never met before coming up to you and like shaking your hand and like knowing you and giving you stuff and like just happy to hang out with you 9 o'clock in the morning, offering you a beer and stuff like that. But like in terms of the Grandaddy, it's almost like overwhelming that like I wasn't able to go to another event beforehand, and sort of like, I don't know, like I'm going in at the top, but then it makes me want to sort of go to all those other events so much more.
Yeah.
And knowing that you'll be part of that family, like the Grandaddy family, and wanting to sort of share that and spread that love with everyone else who maybe hasn't gotten to go, that's a big thing too.
So I like how you ended with that, because I just had a video come out with with some Grandaddy alumni, giving you guys some advice, and I asked them a couple questions, and I kind of want you guys to answer the same first question I asked them. What did you know about the Grandaddy going into this year before you were selected, and I guess after you were selected? And what does it mean to you to be selected for Grandaddy X, the 10th anniversary of it? Jeff Spicoli, start with you, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, I followed it from year one. I mean, year one, we didn't quite know what to expect. And then I think everyone's mind was completely blown as we followed along on the forum. And each year it's grown and gotten better and been tweaked, and new things are added. And the history of the event, I mean, grows and changes. And, you know, as someone who's followed it, it's, um, I think like I put in for almost every single, entry for every single year. Maybe 1 or 2 years I had work stuff for him where I couldn't make it, but otherwise, I mean, I put in my name in the hat. I never thought I was actually going to get called, and so it was a complete shock when I got called. Maybe March, I guess it was, or February. I can't remember exactly. But I mean, I was shocked and I mean honored because I know how much it means to the forum. I know how much it means to guys like Chris who've been there, and the relationships that we're going to make with teammates and also Callaway. It means a lot. So, I mean, for me, I just want to keep it going for the next group of guys. That's my main focus. I mean, outside of winning, of course, which we will do. Just keep it going for the next group.
Love that, dude. What about you, Brendan?
So yeah, I mean, I think I followed it every year since I've been on the forum. I've not quite been here quite as long to follow it since year one, but I remember even the first year, it was something that you could tell was very special and had a special place in everyone's heart who was part of THP. People were very excited about it, very engaged. The amount of interaction was amazing. And then when you actually saw it play out, right, on the forum, even though you were seeing it through images, it was an incredible experience. And you could tell immediately, you know, what kind of special place it had in the heart of THP. You know, for me, being selected for the 10th anniversary is a hugely humbling deal. It is something that nobody should ever get to have. Like, this is an experience that is just insane. And all of us are incredibly lucky to be part of it. I think, you know, we've said this kind of throughout the year that, you know, the theme this year is about expressing the gratitude, not just for being selected for it for ourselves, but also for the 10th year of it, all the people that came before us, and hopefully to you know, John's point, the people that come after us, right? Hopefully we can bring this back. And I do think that's mission one. And then having a great time out there, engaging and bringing home the belt for Cap.
You're a wordsmith, Brendan. You're a wordsmith. Brian, what about you?
We'll have to follow that. I think the first one I followed, I think, was your 2018 year, and
Me?
I
was 21.
He's not good with you. He's not good with the years. We know that.
Yeah, I was 21.
Or names.
Wow, yeah, and I remember just, this is huge. This is beyond us, and every year that's the number one follow. It's the number one follow, I think, for everybody. And to be picked this year on number 10, knowing that it's an anniversary year, I really, really thought it was going to be people coming back, heavy hitters like best of, greatest hits, and here I am a part of it. And it's just, it's unexplainable that I got picked back in April, and it's just, the whole year has been just, it's already been great, and we haven't even stepped foot in there yet.
It's a humbling selection, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to even put it into words.
Yeah, I hear that. Brad, end with you.
The biggest thing that comes to me, like right off the bat, is I'm not supposed to be involved in this. Like, I'm just a guy from the middle of nowhere in Canada, like a little wee town. And then I'm going to be in California and doing all this crazy stuff with incredible people, like not only the THP team, everyone involved, Josh, Morgan, all that. But like add on the Callaway people and the clubs and the whole experience. And you're like, how did I end up with this? Or like being a part of this. And I remember like I followed every iteration of it since year one. And year one had absolutely no idea what was going on. Like it was just completely blind, people going like it was completely unknown what was going to happen. And now, like this year, being year 10, you're like, well, I know what's going to go on, but you have no idea what's going to go on. Like, because it's going to be beyond what you think is going to happen. And if you have it in your head what's going to go on, you're probably wrong.
Yeah, I could tell you that even if I knew exactly what was going to happen and I told you guys what was going to happen, it still it finds a way to elevate itself and just shock you every single time. I said this one was going to be a little shorter, so we're kind of down to one of our last things. And the last thing I wanted to do is do something that was kind of popular with the last couple videos for the 21 team, rapid fire questions. So it's just going to be an A or B answer or just a question, and you have to think of an answer really quick. Everybody knows what rapid fire is. But I'm going to start with the guy who may or may not have trouble remembering his birthday. And we're going to start with Brian. You ready?
Ready.
I know that's an if you know joke, but it's hilarious and I had to put it in here. All right, here we go. So it's going to be 5 questions. On the team, who's going to be the last to leave the nest?
Captain Matt.
All right. Most likely to miss the bus.
Captain Matt.
What? Sliders or blueberry lemonade?
Sliders.
Pictures or no picture with the clown?
No pictures.
And over under 12 sliders eaten by me alone on the first day.
Oh, under.
You think I'm not going to eat 12?
Nope.
All right.
You're gonna hold on 11.
You're probably right. Brad, you ready? Yes, no, maybe. Oh, okay. There's the eyes. Most likely to miss the bus.
Lux.
Captain Matt or Finley?
Finley.
Oh, shit. What's the conversion rate for CAD to USD?
Not good.
First out or last out of the nest for you? Like what?
Probably closer to first, hopefully second.
All right. And then breakfast or pro shop first at the Hideaway?
Pro shop.
Pro shop. That's a pro answer right there. Jeff Spicoli, you good?
Yeah.
All right. Part of the fitting you're most excited for?
Irons.
Irons. White hot insert or milled insert on the new putter?
White hot.
Most likely to miss the bus?
Yoins.
That's PP4 numbers.
Yeah, PP numbers.
Last to leave the nest.
PP numbers.
Who eats more sliders, me or you?
Oh, definitely you.
Brendan, you're last. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Based off irons we have now, Apex or Paradigm?
Paradigm.
First one, first group out or last group out at the nest?
Toward the last.
Most likely to miss the bus?
PP4 numbers.
Sliders or blueberry lemonade?
Sliders.
And on the first competition day, more range time or more putting and chipping?
More putting and chipping.
All right, I like that. So yeah, that's kind of it. So thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. But in last thing I wanted to do, very last thing, in 2021, we're 99% sure that Finley watched every single one of the videos and passed them on to his team. So I have no doubt that once he sees these, he'll at least give these a shot, depending on our personality. But But what's one thing that you would want to say to him before we see him in December? Brendan, we'll start with you.
I think JB said it best. Whatever, man. When he was talking about taking home the belt and winning again.
That wasn't JB, was it?
Sound like JB in the video.
Oh, it was? All right. What, Brian?
Don't worry, we're not going to touch the belt until we take it.
You're saying that too, Jason?
Yep.
All right. Brad.
Thank you.
There
But
you
we're coming
go.
for you. We're coming for you.
And then Jeff.
Yeah, thank you for making this happen year after year. We know it means. I mean, it means a lot to the forum. It means a lot to every single one of us. We are going to respectfully take the belt back.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
I love that. I love that. Thanks for being here. So we're gonna close this one out with something that I want to say to Callaway. They continue to give and give to THP with this event. I just want to end the video with a quick thank you from all of us to all of them, regardless if it's Jason or anybody that has anything to do with this event, all the way down to the travel ladies like Carol that are taking care of everything for us. And just a thank you for what you continue to do for the forum and what you'll be doing for us in December. So we will see you guys soon.
Absolutely. Thank you all very much.
Yes, for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
Thank you.
Thank you to you four for taking the time to join me tonight. And it's less than a month until go time. So THP, we will see you on the forum until then. See you, fellas.
See ya.